Good evening and welcome to a comparison video on All Hail the Ale. Tonight we are having an alcohol versus alcohol free taste test, and it's a beer that I've done reviews of each on their own and I enjoy them both for different reasons. The beers in question are from Brewdog and they are these two. They are Punk IPA and Punk AF. IPA is a dyed-in-the-wool classic everyone knows and enjoys. Well, I say not everyone enjoys it. I enjoy it. Many people do. And Punk AF is kind of the newcomer to the scene in the alcohol-free beer world. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Many people took a displeasure with the advertising shenanigans that went on behind it. But let that not take... What's the word I'm looking for? Do not let it influence your opinion of the beer, is what I'm saying. So, how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to pour the beers into separate glasses, obviously. We're not doing the unintended collaboration tonight, because that would just be pointless of having alcohol-free beer and alcohol-containing beer. We're going to do one into one glass, one in the other, and just kind of compare the aromas, compare the taste, and just give an idea of what to expect if you've never tried the alcohol-free version, because most people will have started with regular Punk and be considering maybe the Punk AF and not really sure whether or not it's something they want to dabble their feet into. So for purposes of the experiment, we're going to pour regular Punk into my Northern Monk glass, and we are going to pour Punk AF into my festival glass with Lemmy on the front. When I say Lemmy, it's a Lemmy on a bottle kiln. They are, because it's a Stoke Beer Festival. So we're going to start by pouring regular run-of-the-mill Punk IPA. Now this batch is best before May 2020, so it's not the most recent batch where they've apparently improved it and filtered it less, maybe not used a centrifuge. So this is what we get when we pour Punk. It's still pretty clear. It's pale gold, get a decent head on it, bit of carbonation, could do with a slightly cleaner glass for the dirty glass mafia out there, but that's your beer, you know, classic Punk IPA. I say classic, the older Punk is it's a little bit more hazy, whereas Punk AF, this one is going into the Lemmy glass, and the pour is such that again it's ridiculously pale, no real head to speak of, and it's as clear as a bell, and kind of looks very, very pale. So visually they're very different. You've got, let's try and get them together, here you go. Punk on the right, or my right, is much darker, more golden, whereas this one on the left is a little bit, how should we say, paler. As for the aromas, regular Punk is hoppy, tropical, sweet. Punk AF, similar, tropical. There is that hop note, but it has a distinct malt aroma that most alcohol-free pales have, and it's got that in abundance. As for the flavours, regular Punk, it's got that initial fruity sweetness, and then you've got some malt in the background. I mean, they describe it as being spiky. I can't really say that it is spiky, but it's a little bit fruity, a little bit hoppy. Could be more hops in there, Brewdog, we could talk about that, but then again, you've got your Hazy Jane's a bit hoppy, you've got Mr. President, which is chock full of them. And then Punk AF, wow, this bottle tastes quite different to the last one I had. I'm not sure if that's a bad one. Or does it? Could it just be that I've had regular Punk just now? The malt is much more obvious in this. It is It's a sweet malt. There's a little bit of hop. The last bottle, though, did seem to have much stronger aromas to it, and the aromas that were present in the last bottle were much more sort of sharp pineapple. This is a lot less. It's been kept in the fridge, much the same as the other one, but it's just seemingly different. And I guess, I mean, I bought all four at the same time, so I'd like to think they were the same batch, but there is obviously a subtle difference. The body on the alcohol-free is quite thin. But it's not one that you would kind of sort of describe as watery. Regular Punk has... It's got some depth to the body. It's not thick and chewy like a stout, but it's got something more to it. And overall, I mean, it's a more fulfilling drink. Naturally, it's designed that way, whereas alcohol-free beer is always going to be a little bit kind of left wanting because it's missing a vital ingredient, and some of the things that go along with creating the alcohol add other things to the flavour profile, the body, you name it. It's just, how can you put it? It's not the same, and I don't think it ever can be. You're never going to get as good a beer alcohol-free, in my opinion, as you are the alcohol-containing version, sorry. I mean, you look at them, they're totally different to look at. They're different to smell and different to taste. But it's, yeah, I can't expect them to be identical, but I would hope they were a little bit closer. I mean, this isn't a scoring video, but every time, if I had a choice between the two and I wasn't driving, it would be regular Punk. If I was driving, of course, it would be alcohol-free. But there you are. So, regular Punk is thicker in body. It's also got more hop flavour. It's also got more je ne sais quoi. It's got more about it. Whereas the alcohol-free version is maltier. There's a little bit of hop in there. It's got a little bit less on the aroma front. But of course, it's got 5.1% ABV less. It's only 0.5 versus the 5.6. So it's clearly the winner if you're driving or if you're not in a position to be drinking much in the way of alcohol. So there we are. It's an acceptable alternative, but it's going to always remain that. It's an alternative. It's never going to be a replacement, in my opinion, for people who like good beer. So I would give it a try if you've not tried it before, but just don't expect it to be quite as good as regular Punk, because it's not. It's different. And consider it that way. It's reminiscent of, but it is different. So there we are, ladies and gents, boys and girls. This has been Brewdog Punk IPA and Punk AF. I've been Nick, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye.